Well, good Wednesday morning, Alaska. Happy Christmas Eve. And of course, hopefully you were enjoying some time with family and friends. We're still holding on to some brief warming across the state, but some changes are in store for us. We've got some ongoing snow for the interior. We've got some continued cold weather that remains with southeast, although a warming trend will take hold here into the weekend where heavy snowfall to be expected. And then we'll also see the return to some snow in the forecast for South Central, which will be a big change compared to where we've been sitting at for most of the month. We've got our area of low pressure out towards the northwest Arctic Borough that is driving in plenty of heavy snowfall through the interior, where we could see up to a foot, if not more, of snow accumulation through the Denali Borough out towards the Alaska Range. The Alaska Range will wring out most of that moisture. Should we see some hold together, the foothills of the Talkeetna Mountains, Trapper Creek, Talkeetna, and northern parts of the Copper River Basin could see a light potential for some snow accumulation, but largely staying on the dry side. That ridge of high pressure that we're seeing out towards the eastern Aleutians, that will be a focus as we welcome in Christmas Day and into our Friday as it moves right overhead South Central as it shifts off towards the south-southeast. That will drive in some gap winds, so be prepared for some increasing windy conditions for the northern Gulf Coast region through Prince William Sound, as well as Seward, Whittier, and out towards Valdez-Thompson Pass. And then as we welcome in Saturday, as that ridge departs, we will see an area of low pressure building into the Gulf Coast region. That will lead to some increasing snow showers, and yes, we could be watching some gusty winds returning to South Central as well. So we'll be watching that for this weekend. But as far as your Christmas Day, expect dry conditions, and then we'll see the return to that colder weather across the state where temperatures have been sitting in the single digits, teens and 20s for areas out west and through the interior. Through the night, we are going to tap into even colder conditions as we welcome in the weekend and into early next week. So gone are those slight warmer conditions we've been holding on to. You can see a high of 1 degree for your Christmas Eve for Fairbanks, back well below zero into your Thursday, and then afternoon highs fall anywhere from 20 to 30 below through next week, while overnight lows flirt with a potential for 40 below. So snow tapers off through the interior. That will lead to a area of low pressure developing and moving out towards southeast, which will bring a glancing blow of snow into your Christmas Day. And then there's our next storm system arriving as we welcome in the weekend. Now, the main impacts will primarily be out towards southeast in the form of heavy snowfall, some rain through the southern panhandle, and some gusty conditions. But we'll even see some snow returning to South Central, to the eastern interior, the Alaska Range, and the potential that this weekend could bring another round of some windy conditions. So Christmas will be cold and dry across the region, and then that snow does arrive as we welcome in this weekend and into your Saturday and Sunday before that activity does taper off. And be prepared for the potential for a couple of inches of snow accumulation, if not several inches across the Kenai, as well as through parts of Prince William Sound and the Chugach Range. Of course, where we see that area of low pressure set up will largely depend on how much snow we will see. But regardless, snow is making a return this weekend. You can see gusty conditions stay with the northern Gulf Coast and Prince William Sound into your Friday, and then the rest of South Central will tap into some gusty winds possible this weekend. Temperatures across the state today will be warm compared to what we're going to be seeing as the weekend and early next week arrives. Some of the warmest conditions remain out towards the Aleutians, where we're climbing into the 30s and the 40s. So highs stay in the upper single digits to near 10 degrees through Christmas Day. And then you can see that a touch of warmer conditions this weekend through Sunday as we do tap into that snowfall potential. So that is the big change in the forecast. Again, be prepared for the likelihood we could see a couple to several inches of snow accumulation depending on where we see that area of low pressure set up shop.